Mocha Wave Talks. Here at Mocha Wave Publishing, we believe that everyone who reads has their own magic. And this is the beginning of our new season of Mocha Wave Talks. And I'm really excited to have my first episode of the season with, I'm going to see if I can pronounce your name right, Larae Sanchez.
Yes.
I've known Larae on TikTok, Book Talk more specifically, and she was part of a block party group, which was so supportive of indie authors. And they spent a lot of their time, they sacrificed their own time to support other authors and get their books out there. And I'm excited to learn more about her book. In fact, I think you said mine was going to be in the mail pretty soon, right?
I'm gonna sign it, send it on Monday, but it's this copy. So,
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Today, I'd like you to meet her and to find out more about her books and just how we can help and support Larae. All right, Larae. So tell us about yourself.
um, well, I'm from El Paso, Texas, just like border town between Mexico and New Mexico. Um, I have two dogs.
Okay,
I'm a One Direction fan, and I just always love reading, writing, and storytelling. Uh, Eventually, maybe one day I would like to write movies, so
Ooh,
that'll be fun.
that would be good. That'd be exciting.
Mhm.
So, what inspired you? So, tell us, well, first of all, let's start telling us about your book. Like, what is the title? What is it about? And then we'll talk about what inspired you, this idea.
I have two books. They're part of the Juniper Justice series, but the first one's part one, the teenage life of Juniper Justice. And then now I have the second one, which is part two, Juniper Justice, the actress. And then the
Mm.
third one is currently in editing, but that one will be ready by September.
And there's going to be three, or do you have an idea of more?
Probably five. Probably.
Five. Okay, yes, five is a good number for a series.
It's
And
like I'm trying to see because I actually have them all written out, but I'm like cutting some things and doing some adjustments between four and five. So four
mhm,
or five, most likely five. So when I first started writing it, like I just wrote it together out of my head, and
mhm,
the first one was always kind of like iffy for me, and I felt like I didn't have too much of a grasp. There was a lot of things that I needed to put in more development. So I wrote the entire series out, and then I went back to the first one and did a whole rewrite, and I'm currently like rewriting them just to make it flow better. But I feel like when I rewrote the first one, I understood my character more as I was writing because I was kind of in her head. I understood how she
mhm.
handled things, and why there was just certain what word am I looking for?
Like
Like emotions between
motivations or
people.
emotion. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
emotions between each other. So
Okay, so tell us about Juniper.
Juniper is the youngest daughter of a very famous actress. She technically has 10 siblings. Well, no, she's the 10th. She's the 10th
She's
child.
the 10th.
She's
Oh,
yeah. So her mom had seven children and her dad had three children before her. So she's
Osa.
the youngest out of all of her siblings. Uh, yeah. So I always loved having a big family and I always joke around. So I was like, I'll give it to my character. Um, she also got a trust fund because I never had that.
Oh.
And then, so yeah, she's the 10th child, and like out of all of her siblings from her mom's side, she's the only one who looks like her mom, like exactly. She's
Mm,
born 10 days after her mom, and she's the only one that wants to be an actress. And her mom was a very famous actress, and she was known for having like bad love affair. She had seven children from five different men. So
okay. Wow. Okay.
majority of them died. So because of like what happened and ended Clarissa's life, her oldest sister who takes guardianship over Juniper's like, no, I don't want you to do that. So part one's really like Juniper just trying to figure out how to say, hey, I want to be an actress like mom, without her family going crazy and going through that tragedy again.
Oh, okay. So she has a lot of that conflict is between interfamily, pretty much. A lot of
Yeah.
it. Okay. Wow.
And because
So
she's the youngest, they're like super protective over her. So she was like, no, like I don't need this.
so what genre is it, do you feel like?
I feel it's women's fiction drama kind of
Okay.
coming of age. So it has
Like,
that. It does have like small elements of sports romance and contemporary romance, but I always emphasize it does have that element of tragedy and grief.
mm,
So I just don't want someone to be like, oh, this is a cute story because the stories itself can be cute, like one and two.
hmm.
But I think the series probably not so cute. It's a tragedy. So
Oh no. Oh no. Oh,
it's a
no.
roller coaster is how I
Okay.
explain it. So do you
Any
have any?
fun facts?
I have nothing but fun facts. This
And
book,
that was I'm just gonna let them know that's a kind of an in joke because that was her component of the block party. She would do fun facts. So
each books.
for each,
Yes, I'm a nerd like that. Like I love learning fun facts about like making movies of books. So like I read it, I'm like, oh, did you know this happened? So I was like, I need to make it a series so I can learn more. And that's majority of how I get drawn into books or movies.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, cool.
I liked, I like that. So do you have fun facts for us?
Um, I gave Juniper my birthday.
Oh,
So July 17th, it's 7/17, so I love that. And then my dog Bruno is born on July 17th. I was like, there you go.
oh, I think we're
Um,
twins almost. I'm
oh,
July
really
21st. So we're
nice.
very
Right
close.
there.
Are
But
you a
yeah,
Cancer?
I am. I was like,
Okay. I was like, you and I.
well, yeah, I think that so like when I read her, she does this is a cancer thing. I'm not
Mhm.
super, super big on zodiacs, but I take it, but like when she gets emotional or depressed, she kind of, her and her mother, because they're both cancers, they kind of not show that. They kind
Mm.
of hide it. And one part of them being actresses, they act in all elements of their life. So they act like they're okay when they're not.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that is kind of a Cancer trait. I mean, according to what I've read, is like you go into your shell, right? You
Yeah, I'm
hide
just
and you
like,
put on
you can find me, I'll poke my head out, but I'll be in my shell.
a. That's part of the reason why I make my little ocean room so I could escape into my ocean.
That's so nice. Yeah, I heard they flourish better by water, and I'm in the desert, so I'm like, I want to move.
So where can we like stay connected to you or get to know you or follow you or support you? Where can we find you?
For now, TikTok, um, Instagram, and Blue Sky, and
Okay.
um, I'll be looking into YouTube. I have to make that. So
Okay. And where are your books for sale?
on Amazon. So it's also on KU.
Okay.
I
Oh.
did upload the first one on Ingram Spark, so it kind of like distributes other places,
Hmm.
but like it charges you a fee, and I haven't been able to like pay that. So you could like upload a new edition. So these are actually second edition books.
Hmm.
There's just small like little editing stuff, but the main factor is because she has a big family. I made a family tree.
Ooh, I love
Just kind of
extras. I love extras.
make it easier because everyone's like, all of Clarissa Clyde's children start with a J. So they're like, I
Yeah.
gotta differentiate. Here you go. Here's the order. This is when they're born. This is who their dad is.
Yeah, those little extras are really helpful. I like that. I like that you did that.
Juniper's favorite colors are green because her name's Juniper. So I
Ah,
wrote in that her parents got the name off of a color swatch. So they're like, I want a J name. And then they were like, oh, we like Juniper. We're like, okay, sounds good. Juniper green. But yeah, like I think the first draft, I was like, oh, my favorite color is pink. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like her. So I was like, her favorite color is green. And it just makes more sense.
yeah, that makes sense. I like that. That's kind of a cool fun fact of the
Yeah.
name.
How her color came to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like if I write other books, I'm like the only thing is it's like it can't be great, and that's Juniper's. Yeah.
That's true. That is true. Um, are you having any plans like of a box set eventually, or are you thinking that far ahead at this moment?
Eventually a box set. I have like an idea of when I want to release each book, and
Wow.
For Juniper, it should finish in 27, but for the series in total, it's going to be 28.
Wow, 28.
Yeah, like that's 4 years from now. No, wait, three now. 3 years.
It goes by fast when you're got a lot going on and you're trying to get books out. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
oh, sorry. I've decided to intertwine stories. So there's certain stories that she's going to be acting in, and I am actually writing one that's mentioned in part two. And it's called A Fool's Jewel. So it's not from her, but it's in her universe. And I was like, I'm going to
mm,
release them kind of in between the series as well.
okay. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that idea. Do you mind if I ask you a question that I did not prepare you for?
Yes, that's fine.
And if you don't want to answer it, it's okay. I'm just kind of curious about like your writing habits. Like when you sit down to write, what helps you get into the mood?
Playlist.
Okay, music.
Yes, definitely music. I make a playlist for like each individual book. So
Okay.
I just listen to that. But I'm like, you could kind of tell what I'm listening to. So like A Fool's Jewel is based in the 70s. So lately I've been listening to a lot of 70s music. And
Okay.
then, so for like Juniper, I have each playlist broken down. And I don't like being around people. I have to be alone. I mean, my dogs are fine because they're always
Yes.
with me. But like I just feel like I might be too much into the motions, and if someone's out there, they might affect that
Hmm.
creativity. So yeah, I like being alone with music played really loud. So yeah, it's just like their emotions or like certain songs. I like vividly imagine like scenes being played out with the song in the background. So for me, I think that's why I listen to that music. And it's just kind of like they feel that song with what they're going through.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. So it's public where people can see your
Yeah.
playlist?
Uh,
Okay, so like when I get the book, I can go and listen to the music while I'm reading it.
yes. Yeah, you could go on my website, and then from there you'll be able to see which ones. And then sometimes I change it, or sometimes
Mhm.
I add songs to there. I'm like,
Uh,
listen to them, like this actually goes with one.
uh,
Like today I added Jesse's Girl for part two. I was like,
Oh,
I love
I
this
like that.
song. And I was like,
I love
why?
that song. It is a good
Yeah.
one. Okay, you and I may have similar taste in music.
I will admit majority of them are One Direction songs, but I do go deep down like 80s. There's 60 songs on there
Oh
because
wow.
also like her mom's influence. Her mom was born in the 62,
Hmm.
and she was alive during that time. So yes, I can show you something. So because she lost both of her parents by 6 years old, she was put into therapy. And one thing I incorporated for Juniper that I won't do for anyone else is she has like fonts here. It's her diary entry. So the font is of her diary entry. So it's like you kind of could read into her diary mind and do that.
Mm,
Um, Another one, dates. Dates I released them are significant to the stories. So
okay.
this one was released February 17th of last year. And then this one was just released January 12th. And then the next one's September 13th. So,
Okay. So those dates are important.
yes. And for the second one, it's funny because I started writing it in 2020 and I wrote it kind of ahead of its time.
Mm.
So the time frame of this is 24 to 25. So now I'm like, oh, now it's aligned. This is interesting. Um,
Wow.
a little strange. So yeah, now I'm like, okay, this is cool. It releases. And then the book that I'm currently writing and reading, that movie was supposed to premiere February 17th of 26. So I'm trying to aim to publish that by that date. I'm like, I need to do that on that date.
Wow. So you have a very specific time frame,
I
at least.
do. I guess I'm very symbolic, like in everything.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you will get a couple of like stickers. The butterflies are symbolic, just something like represents something. For the second book, there's gonna be suns, and then you're gonna read it and you're like, oh, okay, that's what that means. And I do a lot of
Okay.
foreshadowing. So
Okay, so look for this foreshadowing for sure.
one chapter in this one is actually titled foreshadowing. So I'm like, okay, there you go.
I love foreshadowing. I like the idea that because first person, sometimes it's hard to really to get to know the person, even though it seems like it's going to be easy, right? It's harder because we don't always think about ourselves the right way. Like we don't really know ourselves. And then the fact that you're using the diary, I think that's going to give us a new insight on the little journal entries, right? I think that's a really clever idea. I like that.
Thank you.
I'm eager. So do we have that happening in book one then, the journaling or the
Yes, it's all throughout because she's been doing that since she was really young. So it's just like her way of grieving. And
Mhm.
I talk in the book like she's finally out of therapy. She's a teenager and she's just trying to use these coping skills and stuff like that. Things she's been through because of what happened. Especially when she goes to part two because she's an actress, but she's also trying to like make her own way, but it's hard to live up to her mom, especially when it comes to those mature movies, and she's like not ready to do them unless it's a correct story.
Wow. You know what? I'm impressed. You thought this out really in detail. I'm
I know.
excited to read it. Um, I think that it's going to be interesting. I think this character or the development sounds really interesting.
Oh yeah, she's different. That's why I struggle on. I'm like, I try to promote part one, and then my mind is in part three, and I'm like, Juniper's just not a teenager. So I love it, like her being
Mhm.
character and growing and who she
Yeah.
becomes.
And we get to watch her grow. I like that.
Yes.
I like that a lot. Well, thank you so much, Larae, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to meet you finally, kind of face to face, computer to computer, whatever it is. Um, and I want everyone to check out her on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
And on social media. Do you have a special handle or anything that we should look for?
I keep it Juniper Justice
Okay.
story maybe in there. So Juniper
Okay.
Justice story. So
Okay. So if we look that up, we'll find you.
yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
All right.
And
Well, thank you.
remember to join us for the next episode of Mocha Wave Talks.